Welcome back to ZE Coins. Today, we are going to slow down, zoom in, and truly look at one very specific coin that carries far more meaning than its size suggests. This is the story of the United States of America 1978 D Mint Mark 1 cent Lincoln penny, a coin that connects history, craftsmanship, culture, and the timeless fascination of hidden value. To understand why this penny matters, we first need to step back into the atmosphere of the late 1970s in the United States. It was a period of transition, resilience, and reflection. America was redefining itself after decades of rapid change. Inflation was rising, technology was evolving, and everyday objects, even coins, were being produced in massive quantities to keep up with the pace of daily life. The penny was still a workhorse of commerce, exchanged countless times a day for newspapers, candy, and simple necessities. It was small, but it was essential. The Lincoln cent itself already carried a powerful legacy by 1978. First introduced in 1909 to honor the 100th birthday of Abraham Lincoln, it became the first regularly circulating United States coin to feature a real historical person. Lincoln's calm yet determined profile on the obverse had become deeply familiar to generations of Americans. By the time the 1978 penny was minted, this design had already been a part of American life for nearly 70 years, silently witnessing wars, social change, economic growth, and cultural revolutions. Now let us focus on the D Mint mark. This small letter, located just below the date on the obverse side of the coin, tells us that it was struck at the Denver Mint. The Denver Mint was known for its efficiency and high production output, and in 1978, millions upon millions of pennies rolled off its presses. These coins were intended for circulation, not for collectors, and certainly not for long-term admiration. Yet, it is often the most ordinary objects that end up becoming extraordinary over time. The composition of the 1978 Lincoln cent is another important part of its story. This penny was made primarily of copper, with a small amount of zinc mixed in for durability. It came just a few years before the major change in penny composition that would occur in the early 1980s, when rising copper prices forced the United States Mint to shift to copper-plated zinc coins. As a result, the 1978 penny represents one of the last chapters of the traditional copper-rich Lincoln cent era. For many collectors, this alone adds to its historical appeal. When you examine the design closely, you begin to notice the craftsmanship that often goes unnoticed. Lincoln's portrait, designed by Victor David Brenner, shows remarkable detail even on such a small surface. The inscriptions, "In God We Trust," "Liberty," and the date are carefully balanced, creating a sense of harmony and dignity. On the reverse side, the Lincoln Memorial stands as a symbol of national unity and remembrance. Tiny details, such as the steps of the memorial and the columns, speak to the precision of the engraving, even though most people never take the time to truly look. What makes the 1978 D Mint mark penny especially intriguing to collectors is not just its history, but the possibility hidden within its condition. While millions were minted, very few survived in exceptional states of preservation. Coins that escaped circulation, avoided scratches, dents, and discoloration, and retained their original mint luster are incredibly rare. These pristine examples are the ones that ignite excitement in the numismatic world. They transform a humble penny into a sought-after treasure. Collectors often search for subtle characteristics that elevate a coin from ordinary to extraordinary. Strike quality, surface preservation, color, and even microscopic details all play a role. A penny that appears identical to another at first glance can be vastly different under magnification. The sharpness of Lincoln's hair, the clarity of the lettering, and the smoothness of the fields all contribute to its desirability. This is where the magic of coin collecting truly lives, in the details that reward patience and knowledge. Beyond the technical aspects, there is also a powerful emotional element tied to this coin. For many people, pennies from the 1970s evoke memories of childhood, of simpler transactions, of a time when spare change still felt meaningful. Holding a 1978 penny can feel like holding a small piece of personal history. It connects the present to the past in a way few objects can. Coins travel through countless hands, carrying silent stories with them wherever they go. In the world of YouTube coin collecting content, the 1978 D penny has become a fascinating topic because it challenges assumptions. Viewers are often surprised to learn that a coin they may have spent without hesitation could, under the right circumstances, be worth extraordinary sums. This sense of discovery fuels curiosity and keeps audiences engaged. It reminds us that value is not always obvious and that knowledge can completely change how we see the world around us. It is also important to recognize the role of professional grading in determining a coin's worth. Coins that achieve the highest grades are evaluated by experts who assess every aspect of their condition. These top-tier examples are incredibly rare, and their scarcity drives demand. When collectors compete for the finest known specimens, prices can reach levels that seem almost unbelievable for a 1-cent coin. This dynamic turns numismatics into a thrilling blend of history, art, and investment. As we reflect on the 1978 D Mint Mark Lincoln penny, we begin to see it not just as currency, but as a symbol. It represents the enduring nature of American coinage, the evolution of materials and design, and the passion of collectors who dedicate their time to preserving these small artifacts. It teaches us that even the most modest objects can hold immense stories and surprising potential. So the next time you come across an old penny, take a moment before you dismiss it. Look at the date, the mint mark, the color, and the condition. Consider where it might have been and what it might represent. That tiny coin could be a bridge to the past or, in rare cases, something far more significant than you ever imagined. Journey takes us deep into the pocket change of America, into a single copper-colored coin that many people have held, spent, or ignored without ever realizing its deeper story. We are talking about the United States of America 1979 D Mint Mark 1-cent Lincoln penny. At first glance, it may look ordinary. It may even seem boring. But behind this small coin is a powerful blend of American history, minting artistry, collector passion, and surprising worth. Stay with me until the very end, because the final revelation about this penny may completely change the way you look at coins forever. Setting the scene of America in 1979. To understand this coin, we must step back in time. The year 1979 was a turning point in American history. The nation was facing economic uncertainty, rising inflation, energy shortages, and major global tension. Yet through all of this, everyday life continued. People went to work, children went to school, and coins like the Lincoln penny passed from hand to hand across the country. These pennies paid for newspapers, candy, phone calls, and small moments of daily life. Each one quietly witnessed the struggles and hopes of a nation trying to move forward. The legacy of the Lincoln PNNY. The Lincoln penny itself already carried deep meaning long before 1979. First introduced in 1909, it was the first United States coin to feature a real historical person. Abraham Lincoln was chosen to honor his leadership, sacrifice, and role in preserving the Union. By 1979, the Lincoln cent had already been in circulation for 70 years, making it one of the most recognizable and respected coins in American history. Every penny was more than money. It was a symbol of unity, endurance, and national pride. The Denver Mint and the D Mint Mark. Now let us focus on the D Mint mark. This small letter tells a big story. The D represents the Denver Mint, one of the most important coin-producing facilities in the United States. Located near the Rocky Mountains, the Denver Mint played a vital role in supplying coins for a growing nation. In 1979, millions of 1-cent coins were struck there, each carrying the tiny D below the date. This mark connects the coin to a specific place, a specific time, and a specific moment in American industrial history. Design details that matter on the front of the 1979 D Lincoln penny, we see the familiar portrait of Abraham Lincoln. His expression is calm, thoughtful, and dignified. The words "In God We Trust" appear above his head, while liberty is placed to the left. The date 1979 and the D Mint mark sit clearly on the right. On the reverse side, we see the Lincoln Memorial, a design that was used from 1959 until 2008. Inside the memorial, if you look closely, you can even see a tiny seated statue of Lincoln. This level of detail is part of what makes the coin so special to collectors. Metal composition and a historic SHFT. One of the most important aspects of the 1979 penny is what it is made of. This coin comes from the final era of copper-based Lincoln cents. It contains mostly copper, giving it a warm tone and solid feel. Just a few years later, the composition of pennies would change significantly due to rising metal costs. That makes the 1979 D penny part of the last generation of traditional feeling cents, which adds to its appeal and historical importance. Why collectors care about this? And you may wonder why collectors care so deeply about a penny that was produced in large numbers. The answer lies in condition, rarity within quality, and hidden variations. While many 1979 D pennies are common in worn condition, high-quality examples are much harder to find. Coins that have survived decades without heavy scratches, dulling, or damage become increasingly rare. Collectors search for sharp details, bright surfaces, and strong strikes. The better the condition, the more desirable the coin becomes. The thrill of the hunt. One of the most exciting parts of coin collecting is the hunt. The idea that something valuable could still be hiding in old jars, drawers, or inherited collections is thrilling. The 1979 D Lincoln penny represents that possibility. It reminds collectors that treasure does not always come in gold or silver. Sometimes, it comes in the smallest denomination, waiting patiently to be discovered by someone who knows what to look for. Cultural and emotional value. Beyond metal and condition, this coin carries emotional weight. For many Americans, the Lincoln penny is tied to childhood memories, family traditions, and lessons about saving money. It may remind someone of counting coins with a grandparent or finding a penny on the sidewalk and believing it brought good luck. These emotional connections make the coin more than just an object. They make it a piece of shared cultural memory. The market and modern interest. In today's world, interest in collectible coins continues to grow. Online platforms, auctions, and social media have introduced a new generation to numismatics. The 1979 D penny has gained attention as people learn more about mint marks, grading, and historical context. As knowledge spreads, appreciation grows. Coins that were once overlooked are now being carefully examined, protected, and celebrated. A coin that tells a story. Every 1979 D Lincoln penny tells a story. It tells the story of a nation navigating change. It tells the story of a mint producing millions of small pieces of history. It tells the story of Abraham Lincoln's enduring legacy. And it tells the story of collectors who see value where others see only spare change. This is the power of numismatics. It turns ordinary objects into extraordinary storytellers. Final thoughts before the reveal. As we reach the end of this journey, remember this. Coins are time machines. They connect us to the past in a way few objects can. The 1979 D Lincoln penny is not just a cent. It is a witness to history, a symbol of American identity, and a reminder that value can be hidden in plain sight. If you have enjoyed this deep dive, make sure to like, share, and subscribe for more stories like this. We dive deep into one special cent that many people overlook, the United States of America Lincoln 1-cent coin with the D mint mark from the year 2001. This is not just a coin, it is a time capsule, a symbol, and for collectors, a piece of potential treasure. Stay with me, because by the end of this video, you may never look at a penny the same way again. Setting the historical stage. The year 2001 stands as one of the most unforgettable moments in modern American history. It was a year marked by change, uncertainty, and resilience. As the nation moved into a new century, hopes were high, technology was rapidly evolving, and the United States Mint continued its steady work of producing coins that would quietly pass through millions of hands. During this period, the Lincoln 1-cent remained a constant presence in everyday life. While headlines focused on global events and national challenges, the humble penny continued its journey from minting machines into pockets, purses, and piggy banks across the country. The D Mint mark tells us that this coin was struck at the Denver Mint, a facility known for precision, consistency, and immense output. The legacy of Abraham Lincoln. At the heart of this coin is the iconic portrait of Abraham Lincoln. Since its introduction in the early 20th century, the Lincoln cent has honored one of the most respected figures in American history. Lincoln represents unity, perseverance, and moral strength, values that resonated deeply during the early years of the new millennium. The obverse design shows Lincoln in a dignified profile, calm yet resolute. His image serves as a reminder that even in times of uncertainty, leadership and principle can guide a nation forward. For collectors, this enduring portrait adds emotional and historical depth, transforming a simple cent into a meaningful artifact. The reverse design and symbolism turning the coin over reveals a design that reflects tradition and continuity. During this era, the Lincoln Memorial still appeared on the reverse side. This famous monument, dedicated to Lincoln's legacy, reinforces the coin's theme of remembrance and national identity. Every line and detail on the memorial speaks to American craftsmanship. Even though the coin was mass-produced, the artistry behind it reflects a careful balance between function and symbolism. Collectors often examine these details closely, searching for sharp strikes, clean lines, and overall visual appeal. The importance of the D mint mark. The small letter D on the coin may seem insignificant at first glance, but to collectors, it holds great importance. The Denver Mint has a reputation for producing coins with strong strikes and consistent quality. Coins from this mint often attract attention, especially when preserved in exceptional condition. Mint marks tell a story of geography and production. They reveal where a coin was born and hint at the journey it has taken since leaving the mint. The D mint mark connects this penny to Denver's long-standing role in shaping America's coinage history, condition, rarity, and collector appeal. Not every coin from 2001 carries the same appeal. Condition plays a crucial role in determining interest and desirability. Many of these pennies entered circulation immediately, experiencing wear, scratches, and discoloration over time. Others, however, were carefully saved, tucked away in rolls, albums, or protective holders. Coins that remain well preserved often spark excitement among collectors. They represent moments frozen in time, untouched by years of circulation. The appeal grows even stronger when a coin shows sharp details, original luster, and minimal imperfections. Why this penny captures attention. What makes the 2001 D mint mark Lincoln cent especially intriguing is the contrast between its ordinary appearance and its potential significance. To most people, it is just another penny. To collectors, it is an opportunity to own a piece of early 21st century history. This coin reflects a turning point in American life. It was minted during a year that reshaped national consciousness. Holding it is like holding a silent witness to history, a small object that existed during moments that changed the world. The emotional side of coin collecting. Coin collecting is not only about value. It is about stories, memories, and connections. Many collectors remember finding their first special coin in pocket change or inheriting a collection from a loved one. The Lincoln cent often serves as a gateway into this fascinating hobby. The 2001 D penny can inspire curiosity and nostalgia. It invites collectors to explore history, learn about minting processes, and appreciate the artistry behind everyday objects. This emotional connection adds depth and meaning beyond metal and design. A coin that bridges past and present as time moves forward. Coins like this one become bridges between generations. They remind us that history is not only found in museums and textbooks, but also in the smallest items we use every day. The Lincoln cent from 2001 stands at the crossroads of tradition and modernity. For collectors today, this coin represents both stability and possibility. It is familiar, yet intriguing. Common, yet capable of surprising worth when preserved under the right circumstances. This video, we dive deep into the world of the 2005 D Lincoln cent, exploring its background, design, mint mark importance, cultural value, collector interest, and what truly gives it worth in the world of coin collecting. Historical background of the 2005 Lincoln cent. The Lincoln cent has been a symbol of American coinage for more than a century. First introduced in the early 20th century, it was the first United States coin to feature a real historical person. By the time the 2005 edition was produced, the Lincoln penny had already become an icon of everyday American life. The year 2005 sits in a fascinating period of modern American history, a time when traditional coinage still played a major role in daily transactions. Even as digital payments were beginning to rise, during this year, millions of pennies were struck to meet everyday demand. The Denver Mint, identified by the D Mint mark, was one of the key facilities responsible for producing these coins. Each penny struck there carried not just monetary value, but also the invisible imprint of the mint's precision, machinery, and skilled workforce. The meaning of the D Mint mark, the small letter D beneath the date, may seem insignificant to the casual observer, but to collectors, it speaks volumes. The D Mint mark signifies that the coin was produced at the Denver Mint, one of the most important minting facilities in the United States. Denver has long been known for producing high-quality circulating coinage, and many collectors specifically seek out D Mint mark coins to complete their sets. Mint marks are essential in numismatics because they help distinguish coins that may otherwise look identical. Differences in mintage numbers, striking quality, and survival rates can all influence collector demand. The 2005 D Lincoln cent is part of this tradition, connecting it to a long lineage of Denver-produced coins that continue to be studied and admired. Design and visual details. The obverse of the 2005 Lincoln cent features the familiar portrait of Abraham Lincoln. Designed by Victor David Brenner, this image has endured through generations, becoming one of the most recognizable faces in American currency. Lincoln's calm, thoughtful expression reflects ideals of unity, perseverance, and leadership. Even decades after its introduction, the design still resonates with collectors and the general public alike. On the reverse side, the Lincoln Memorial stands proudly. This design symbolizes national memory and respect, reminding viewers of Lincoln's lasting legacy. For the 2005 D penny, the memorial design was still in use, making it part of the final era before later design changes reshaped the reverse of the cent. This alone adds a layer of historical significance to the coin, composition and minting quality. The 2005 Lincoln cent is composed primarily of zinc with a thin copper plating, a composition adopted to reduce production costs while maintaining the traditional appearance of the penny. Though lighter than older copper cents, these coins were designed to withstand years of circulation. Denver Mint coins from this period are often noted for their relatively strong strikes and clean details, especially when preserved in uncirculated condition. Sharp lettering, defined memorial columns, and clear facial features can all increase a coin's appeal to collectors who appreciate technical quality as much as historical context, collector interest and modern appeal. What makes a modern penny interesting to collectors? The answer lies in a combination of accessibility, nostalgia, and the thrill of discovery. Many collectors today began their journey by searching through pocket change, and the 2005 D Lincoln cent is exactly the kind of coin that sparks that curiosity. Collectors are drawn to this coin because it represents a familiar object with hidden potential. While millions were produced, not all have survived in pristine condition. Those that remain well preserved, especially with full luster and minimal marks, can stand out dramatically. This creates a sense of challenge and excitement, encouraging collectors to hunt for the best examples. The role of condition and preservation. Condition plays a crucial role in determining the worth of any coin. For the 2005 D Lincoln cent, factors such as surface quality, shine, color, and absence of damage are key. Coins that have avoided heavy circulation often display a rich, attractive appearance that appeals strongly to collectors. Grading services evaluate these qualities carefully, assigning grades that help standardize value and desirability. Even small differences in grade can significantly change how a coin is perceived in the marketplace. This makes preservation not just a matter of aesthetics, but of long-term value. Errors, varieties, and curiosities. One of the most exciting aspects of collecting modern pennies is the possibility of errors and varieties. While not every 2005 D Lincoln cent will display unusual characteristics, collectors are always on the lookout for striking anomalies. These can include off-center strikes, double details, or unusual surface textures. Such errors tell a story about the minting process itself, revealing moments when machinery or alignment deviated from perfection. When discovered, these coins often become prized conversation pieces, adding intrigue and individuality to a collection. Cultural significance of the penny. Beyond collecting, the penny holds a unique place in American culture. Phrases like, "a penny for your thoughts," or traditions involving lucky pennies reflect how deeply ingrained this coin is in everyday life. The 2005 D Lincoln cent is part of this cultural fabric, representing a time when physical coins were still central to daily commerce. This cultural connection enhances the emotional value of the coin. For many people, a penny from this era can evoke memories of childhood, simple purchases, and the tactile experience of handling change. These intangible qualities often influence collector interest just as much as technical factors. Long-term perspective and collecting philosophy. Collecting coins like the 2005 Lincoln cent is not always about instant profit. For many enthusiasts, it is about building a meaningful collection, learning history, and enjoying the hunt. This penny offers an accessible entry point into numismatics while still holding potential for appreciation and interest. Collectors who take a long-term view often focus on quality, education, and enjoyment rather than quick returns. In this context, the 2005 Lincoln cent serves as a reminder that even the smallest denomination can carry significant stories and value. Closing thoughts on worth and value. As we reflect on the United States of America 2005 Mint Mark Lincoln 1-cent coin, it becomes clear that its worth extends far beyond its face value. It represents history, artistry, minting tradition, and the enduring appeal of coin collecting. Whether admired for its design, sought after for its condition, or cherished for its memories, this penny continues to capture attention in the numismatic world. Today's journey is dedicated to one specific coin that continues to spark curiosity among collectors and everyday people alike: the United States of America 2017 Mint Mark 1-cent Lincoln penny. Stay with me, because by the end of this video, you may never look at a penny the same way again. The Lincoln penny and its timeless legacy. The Lincoln cent is one of the most recognizable coins in the United States. Introduced in the early 20th century, it marked a historic moment as the first circulating American coin to feature a real person rather than a symbolic figure. Abraham Lincoln's calm and dignified portrait has since become a familiar companion in pockets, purses, and collections. Over the decades, the design has evolved, but the spirit of the coin has remained deeply connected to American values, resilience, and everyday life. By the time the 2017 edition was produced, the Lincoln penny had already passed through more than a century of changes. It had survived wars, economic shifts, and cultural revolutions. Each year of minting adds a new chapter, and the 2017 Mint Mark penny is one such chapter, quietly representing its era. Understanding the Mint Mark. One of the most important details on this penny is the small letter that many people overlook. The Mint Mark tells us that this coin was struck at the Philadelphia Mint. Historically, Philadelphia pennies did not always carry a mint mark, which makes the presence of the letter especially meaningful to modern collectors. It signals a newer tradition and helps distinguish this coin from those produced at other mints. The Philadelphia Mint is the oldest mint facility in the United States, and its legacy is deeply woven into American coinage. When you hold a 2017 Mint Mark penny, you are holding a product of that long-standing institution, where precision, quality control, and tradition come together. Design details that matter. On the obverse side, Abraham Lincoln's profile faces to the right, strong yet thoughtful. The details of his hair, facial features, and coat reflect the careful engraving work that continues to define the Lincoln cent. The inscriptions surrounding the portrait reinforce national identity and ideals, reminding us of unity and trust. Turn the coin over, and you'll find a design that reflects a more modern approach. The reverse showcases a shield, symbolizing strength and protection. This shield design connects the penny to themes of perseverance and national defense, making it more than a simple 1-cent coin. Every line, every groove, and every texture adds to the story this small piece of metal tells. Materials and composition. The 2017 Lincoln penny is not made of pure copper, as many older pennies were. Instead, it features a copper-plated zinc composition. This change, introduced decades earlier, was driven by economic considerations, but it also changed the feel and sound of the coin. Despite the shift in materials, the penny retains its familiar appearance. The warm copper tone continues to evoke nostalgia, even though the core is different. For collectors, understanding this composition is important, as it helps distinguish modern issues from their older counterparts and influences long-term preservation, condition and collector interest. When it comes to coin collecting, condition is everything. A circulated penny that has passed through countless hands tells a different story than one preserved in pristine condition. The 2017 P Mint Mark penny can be found in a wide range of states, from well-worn examples to sharp, brilliant specimens that appear almost untouched. Collectors pay close attention to details such as luster, strike quality, and surface marks. A coin with clean fields and strong design elements naturally draws more interest. Even though this penny is relatively modern, the right condition can elevate it from everyday change to a sought-after collectible. Why modern pennies still matter? Some people assume that only old coins hold value or interest. The truth is far more nuanced. Modern pennies like the 2017 P Mint Mark issue represent the ongoing story of American coinage. They capture the design standards, production techniques, and economic realities of their time. For new collectors, modern pennies offer an accessible entry point. They allow enthusiasts to learn grading, storage, and research without the high barrier often associated with older rarities. In this sense, the 2017 penny plays an important educational role within the hobby. Errors, variations, and curiosity. Another reason collectors keep an eye on modern coins is the possibility of errors or subtle variations. While not every coin will display something unusual, the chance alone adds excitement. Off-center strikes, die cracks, or other minting anomalies can transform an ordinary penny into a fascinating conversation piece. Even without dramatic errors, the simple act of searching through pennies encourages attention to detail. It trains the eye and deepens appreciation for the minting process. The 2017 P Mint Mark penny fits perfectly into this ongoing exploration. Cultural and historical context. Coins are miniature time capsules. The year 2017 was marked by rapid technological growth, shifting cultural conversations, and a changing economic landscape. Though small, the penny minted that year carries the imprint of that moment in history. Future generations may look back at these coins as tangible links to the early decades of the 21st century. In that way, the 2017 Lincoln penny is not just a piece of currency but a silent witness to its time. Storing and preserving the coin. For those who choose to keep this penny as part of a collection, proper storage is essential. Exposure to moisture, oils from fingers, and environmental contaminants can affect its surface over time. Simple steps like using protective holders and storing coins in a stable environment can help maintain their appearance. Preservation is about respect for the object and its story. Even modern coins deserve care, especially when they represent a specific year and mint combination that collectors may seek in the future. The emotional side of coin collecting. Beyond facts and figures, coin collecting is deeply personal. A penny might remind someone of childhood memories, a first collection, or a moment spent learning with a family member. The 2017 P Mint Mark penny can hold sentimental value that goes far beyond its face value. This emotional connection is what keeps the hobby alive. It transforms metal into memory and curiosity into passion. Every coin, no matter how small, has the potential to spark wonder. Final thoughts and value mention. As we come to the end of this journey, it becomes clear that the United States of America 2017 P Mint Mark 1-cent Lincoln penny is more than an ordinary coin. It represents history, craftsmanship, and the ongoing story of American money. Whether you are a seasoned collector or someone just beginning to notice the details in everyday change, this penny invites you to look closer and appreciate the small things.